Our man is up and throwing in the Devil Ray bullpen.
It's Big Jim.
Jim Morris wearing number 63. Just called up today, the 35-year-old high school baseball coach.
And
I think he's coming.
it is number 63, Jim Morris, walking through the gate. And how about this story? A high school physics teacher just 4 months ago. He's about to make his major league debut at the age of 35. From Brownwood, Texas, Jim Morris trotting into the mound.
Jim Morris making his major league debut.
Well, I hope Doug Gassaway is watching, the scout that signed him, because he deserves all the credit for this one. And of course, I guess Jim Morris deserves most of the credit. He's the one that's accomplished this amazing feat. And it's a great baseball story. I think fans love this story. His teammates, I'm sure, love watching it. And I doubt that there's anyone in the country that's not rooting for Jim Morris to be successful.
Jim Morris, who was originally a first-round pick of the Brewers in 1983, had 4 arm surgeries and made it as high as Class A ball, and that was it. His final year, 1987. Here it is, 1999. After about 10 years as a high school baseball coach, most recently Reagan County out in West Texas. Got a tryout with the Devil Rays in June, and here he is pitching in the big leagues in September. A swing and a strike one, his first major league pitch.
95 miles an hour.
There it is for you.
So anyone that doesn't believe it, there it is on the radar gun.
He appeared in 18 games for AAA Durham, a 3-1 record. High earned run average at 548. And he gets ahead of Clayton 0-2.
As I said earlier, I didn't believe it, but I do now. It is not a mirage. He's got a good arm, boy.
A tryout in June in his hometown of Brownwood. And fouled off by Clayton.
95, 95, 96.
I hope his high school kids out in Reagan County are watching.
Well, what about those kids? They had to hit off this all season long in batting practice. They must never hit the ball into fair territory. If they did, there's some good hitters on that club.
They made the playoffs last spring. That was a challenge that he presented to them. He went around. It's a strikeout for Jim Morris. Morris in his major league debut gets the strikeout. We go to the 9th inning. Rangers lead it 6-1. Quite a story there. Jim Morris, the Tampa Bay lefty in his major league debut, faces one batter, gets the strikeout. Let's take a look at the pitches.
There's nothing fancy here. If anyone didn't believe he had a good arm, all you have to do is watch these pitches. 95, 95, 96 miles an hour, and he'll get Royce Clayton on a pitch that he can't lay off of, a high fastball. Well, that's a good arm. I think Bill Evers, his AAA manager, said it best. Who cares how old he is? Watch the arm, watch the results, and if he gets people out, what difference does it make? Boy, when you can throw like that when you're 35 years old, it's incredible. How happy can that family be?
It's his wife, Lori, who found out, as he did late last night, that he'd be making his major league debut back home in his native Texas. Grew up in Brownwood.
Now pitching for Tampa Bay, one of the great stories of 1999, 35-year-old Jim Morris. He made his major league debut against the Texas Rangers in his home state of Texas this past Saturday, and it was a wonderful moment. He was challenged by his students at a local high school to try out for the bigs. He threw one past Royce Clayton, another past Clayton, and struck him out on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. What a great moment for a 35-year-old rookie.
Oldest rookie in the majors since Minnie Mendoza there is 36. How about that?
Jim with a fly ball center field, Terrell Lowry, and one out. And there's a crack towards center field. Terrell Lowry back. He'll make the catch. 2 outs. So Jim Morris, it's 1900, Rex. The average age for a rookie to make his debut is 24 years, 2 months. So he's 11 years over that. Salmon ground ball short. Jim Morris, way to go. Salmon is tagged out by Fred McGriff, and Jim Morris, the 35-year-old rookie who left a high school teaching job to pitch in the big leagues. Good job.
And Jim Morris is now on the mound for the Rays as well, making his 5th big league appearance. 0 ERA and 3 2/3 innings, couple of base hits, couple of walks, and 2 strikeouts. Great delight. That's a nice snaring grab by Aaron Ledesma, who now is at third base.
Just got a nice loosey-goosey delivery. If he could just get a little bit more direction towards home plate. There's a good slider right there.
So it strikes out Soriano.
Boy, that was a very tight slider. That one bit like a wounded bear. Down and in. That's Steve Carlton-like. Let's look at the delivery of Jim Morris. He's got a little bit too much rotation side to side, and he wants to get more going directional towards home plate.
With him dressed up as a chemistry professor. Cairo on to Cox, and that'll do it for the inning. Infield base hit doesn't do any damage, and Morris's first inning of work on the last day of the year. 6-2 the Rays.
Southpaw Jim Morris. He's 36 years old, 6'3", 215 pounds, out of San Angelo, Texas. Throwing 98. Another off-speed pitch, and he does the job here. People who don't know him know that we play some golf together, you know, and they say, what kind of guy is? And I said, you won't believe this. Oh, there's a good pitch on the inside corner. Breaking ball. He has struck out 3 in a row. 1-2. Stocker. Ball came up on him a little bit. Still makes the play. Nice shift by McGriff. The 1-2-3 inning for Morris.
It was pretty good.
And when we came upon this story,
there's no reason. It's just,
playing at Durham. Jim was much closer to the major leagues than he had ever been as a young man. But
he and I were the only ones that existed on the planet, and I was just like, okay, I think I can do this.